Hey, everybody, we're going to make it real and talk about what happened in 2003 with the recall election of Gray Davis, who was governor of California. What you see right here is a recall ballot where there are two sections to it. The first section asks the question, shall Gray Davis be recalled or removed from the office of governor? And the second one has a list of candidates who are ready to succeed Gray Davis as governor. There were 135 possible replacements for the governor. And the way a recall election works, if a state has a recall, basically in the state of California, this is specific to them. The way it would work is the public would go out, get a certain number of signatures on a petition to recall or remove the governor from office. If you get the requisite number of signatures, then candidates could apply or also petition, let's say, to get on the ballot to be a replacement. And other states that have recalls, they have a variation of that. But California's was the most famous of all the recalls that have taken place in history. In this situation here, the requisite numbers were given to recall. The requisite numbers are necessary for candidates to get on the ballot. And the most famous person probably that you would know of who was on the ballot was this person right here, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was elected as governor during this election. So when you think about how a recall election works, there are consequences to it. Whether it's Democrat or Republican, anybody can get involved in a recall election. You see how chaotic perhaps the election ballot was in 2003. And also, if you look at what was taking place on the right-hand side, just to give you an example of what the ballot looked like in general, you had everybody on the ballot. You had Arnold Schwarzenegger right here. Probably this guy, George Schwartzman, was on the ballot thinking that people couldn't read the names properly, and maybe you would vote for Schwartzman instead. You had Tom McClintock, a state senator at the time. He is now a U.S. congressman. You had the Lieutenant Governor Cruz Bustamante, who was telling people to vote against the recall, but in case no matter how you voted, you should vote for me as well. And then you had Leo Gallagher, a comedian who smashes watermelons on stage. And then you had these two down here, Mary Carey, who was an adult film actress, or, she's a porn star. And then Gary Coleman, actor, the late Gary Coleman, was in the TV show Diff'rent Strokes in the 1970s, 1980s. This one says Larry Flynt is a publisher, but he was the publisher of Hustler magazine. So you had people of all shapes and sizes on the ballot. On the right-hand side, one of the things that you found in the previous slide was something called an initiative. California is known as the initiative state, or it's known as the proposition state. This is where the voters can get issues placed on the ballot, and then the voters can vote on that issue if you get the requisite number of signatures to make it to the ballot. Here you had two initiatives that took place. So basically, the initiative and the recall petition work the same way. In the initiative, you have to get a certain number of signatures to get on the ballot. In the recall, you have to get a certain number of signatures to get on the ballot. If the voters vote yes, like they did in this case, the governor is then removed. If the voters vote yes here, which I'm not familiar with, but I think they probably voted yes here. They probably voted no here, but I'm not sure. If they voted yes to either one of these, then they would become law. If they voted no, they would not become law. So it gives you an idea of how the direct democratic process works. In this case, the recall in California, or these two initiatives. So I hope this helps, and hopefully we're going to keep making it real throughout the semester.